Fuck. You actually got me. You got me. God damn it. God damn it. I was going to try and set my lights.
Ladies and gentlemen,
to do those.
we got him.
You got me. You got me. Hang on.
10 weeks. It took 10 weeks, but we're there. We've arrived.
I can't read my spooky poem now. I can't
Read
do
your
it.
poems. Read your poems.
Right.
Excellent.
Read it.
In mists and Tom. How long have we been doing this now? You know to give it a delay. In mists and shadows, fangs drip red. All right, that's it. I'm not reading it. No, we're just gonna go. We're just gonna go live.
Oh, God.
No,
Rickroll.
we're not. Wait, no poem this week. No poem this
I want
week.
a poem. I want a poem.
Oh,
Poem's been cancelled.
like a bat out of hell, we return for another episode of Curse of Strahd. My D&D thirst cannot be quenched, so tonight I shall dine on a disastrous dice rolling, dragon slaying, and dungeon delving. I am, of course, Mark Sherlock Holmes, a broken man, rendered useless by his players. Joining me, my friends, as always, Rhiannon, Tom, Katie,
Hello.
Trot, and Kim.
Hello.
Yeah, I feel like the mood has definitely been ruined for this one. But welcome to another spooky episode of Curse of Strahd. Thanks for joining us. We hope that you are all doing well, that you are all safe and healthy.
Yes, indeed.
Thanks for joining us. Not really a lot to talk about notes-wise this week. The only thing I wanted to say was thank you to everybody who helped us raise money for Black Lives Matter last week. We did some. We basically put all the donations towards Black Lives Matter from both our Curse of Strahd and Erois High Rollers game last week. The total amount was, Kim.
Fuck, you can't.
Well over $3,000. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
3.2.
yeah.
3.2, something like that. We raised a lot of money, so I just wanted to say a big thank you to everybody who donated and helped support that, and everything else as well. Is there anything else I should mention or talk about?
Yeah, Kim's got a few things.
Oh yeah.
What?
Kim's got
Why
a
are
few
we
things.
talking
Yeah,
to me still? Why are we looking at me still?
Remember
you've got those important
we're gonna
announcements.
talk about?
Yeah, you've got those important announcements you got to talk about.
Nova is in Idle Champions. Oh God, he's giving me the full screen and everything. I'm not ready. I'm still thinking about the Rickroll. Nova's in Idle Champions, and she's in Idle Champions until next Monday, June 15th, 12 p.m. PDT. Look at my tits. What?
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Right.
Cut the feed.
Stream cancelled.
Cut the feed.
Well, that's how you get Trot to stop playing, right? That's how you beat Trot. Is like you. break
No,
Trot.
that doesn't work on him.
You can't be funny back. That's not allowed.
It's not allowed.
Doesn't know how to function when you do that back. You
Yeah,
can't do it.
Yeah, you can't take it.
Can't do it. Well,
Oh,
if there's nothing
God.
else,
Yeah,
Yep.
I wanted to say
Go on.
sorry, Mark, for messing up your intro. Can we have the poem, please?
why is it because you need it for the podcast, Tom Hazel? Is that why you're now asking me to do it?
Oh, Mark, he's still not aware that I don't use the poems in the podcast.
No, you son of a bitch!
Oh,
Write those.
Wow!
Oh, I think we just got cancelled.
oh, shit.
Oh, I don't think we deserve the
Wow.
poem now. Thomas
No.
to mute his headphones.
Rhiannon's right.
I said sorry.
What
Yeah, you said sorry,
Tom
but
could
you've
mute.
also
We love you,
revealed.
Tom doesn't deserve the poem. Can Tom take his headphones
No.
off and some of us get the poem? Chat deserves the
Sure.
poem.
Yeah. Chat does it right. There we go. Tom doesn't get the poem now. Look away. Turn around. I don't want you looking. You're not allowed to look at me. Well,
Turn around,
come back
Tom.
in a minute. Turn around.
A minute.
Turn around, bright eyes.
All right. In mists and shadows, fangs drip red. In a broken home, joy lays dead. Angry steel and shadowed end. Twisted deals are sought to mend. The mists are bound in fate's cruel hand, as dead lips whisper at his command. There you go. Spooky poem. Chat, you get
Well,
it.
great poem. That was a top poem.
All right. Yes.
Look
you can come
at him!
back now.
Hello.
It's like a small child.
Hi. Welcome
was
back.
it good?
That was really good.
It was.
You missed
good.
that.
Best one
That's
yet.
probably the best one yet. Yeah,
Podcast
really good.
worthy.
Nah.
Can't believe you did
Should we play some Curse of Strahd?
What are we doing?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Shall I do a recap? Do they make it in?
Wait,
Do they?
see?
Do they make it into the podcast, Tom? Do the recaps make it in?
No. God no.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, they
No
do.
point
they
then,
do.
is there?
They do. They do.
All right. Oh, they do. Oh, good. Oh, good. All right. I'll
Tom.
do a recap then.
Tom.
Last time on Curse of Strahd, after discovering a vampire spawn lurking in the old burgomaster's mansion, the party were dismayed when Ziki, the bright and sunny chosen of Lyra, was slain. Zeros, her brother, carried her body to the newly founded Church of Asmodeus, led by Fiona Voctor, and began to strike a deal with the Lord of Hell. Ziki herself found her soul trapped in Barovia, where shadowy figures made their own deal. Returning her to life, the dark powers instructed Ziki to stop Strahd and possibly become the new ruler of Barovia. Meanwhile, Shadow, Rose, and Jesper all continued their search for the mansion for the first clue predicted by Adam Ava, and in the attic above, they found an old book that appears to have been written by Strahd himself. And that is where we pick back up this week, everyone. So we currently have Rose, Jesper, and Shadow, along with Ismark and Irina, are currently in the old Burgomaster's mansion up in the attic, having just read and discovered the Tome of Strahd itself, which I believe Jesper is currently has in his possession. Whilst Zeros and Ziki were making their way back from the Church of the Ruby Rod, the new founded church to Asmodeus here in Valaki. And my question to you, both groups, is what do you do now? What is the plan?
What would we do, Ziki?
What
I'd
was
say
Zeros
Ziki
doing?
after... Yeah, well, Ziki, after kind of like being led out of the temple and down back onto the street, Ziki, you definitely have enough strength to, come to full consciousness and walk and things like that. You don't need to, you are conscious. In terms of hit points, put yourself up to about half your max hit points.
Okay, cool.
To represent the strange powers of both hell and whatever beings brought you back. And yeah.
Nice.
So
Cool.
you have you two making your way back through the city streets. The church sits at one end of Valaki itself. See. So the church is on the eastern side. You can see an eastern gate that leads out onto a road that goes into the woods. And to make your way back to the old abandoned inn, we'll need to travel along the main road to the west, past various houses and that sort of thing.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Should we go back to like the inn? The tavern?
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. Let's,
I think
yeah.
that's pretty much everyone's resting point, isn't it? Where we're sort of meeting up there. So I guess we could head back there and wait for these guys to sort of finish up their ghostly adventure.
Sure. Okay. What about the mansion team? Resident Evil mansion team.
Oh,
Barry.
I
Where's
guess-
Barry?
what are we doing about this Victor Volakovich wanker? Like,
Well, I
is
would've
anybody-
Yes, there was
finished.
you encountered a voice, not really a ghost, but a somebody spoke to you up in an old sort of study hidden in the attic, who claiming to be Victor Volakovich, the son of the former burgomaster, who claims that he is trapped in the ethereal plane.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It
I
wasn't
would have.
particularly a nice fellow.
I would have just finished reading the
Mhm.
section of the
Ooh.
tome that then
Yeah.
ends with him saying that Strahd resides below Ravenloft, living among the dead, which could be a little hint. Hunting for Tatiana. Tatiana's brought up a lot in this, and the whole reasoning for Strahd's, issues, so to speak. So that would have left
Crazy
Vesper
ex-boyfriend.
would have left Vesper a little speechless at the end of it and kind of closing the tome quietly.
Yeah, the tome itself. There's really the only bit that's still eligible is the part that you read last time. If you want to ever read that again, just let me know. I do have it as a handout I can share with you guys.
Yeah, I've got it.
Yeah, you've got it. Okay, cool. Yeah, you can read that whenever you want, and obviously, yeah, there's segments there. It's clearly written from the first perspective, from the first person. It was written by Strahd himself, and it seemed to be that it was written very shortly after the events that led to his immortality as a vampire, but also the death of this Tatiana, and yeah, that seems to have been written shortly afterwards.
Sergei, this is his diary, his personal accounts of his turn to the vampire. He's even put his weaknesses in the bottom. We should note these down. That the sun is against him. Little else can harm him now. A stake through his heart does not kill him, though it holds him from movement, so if we need to paralyze him, at least, we can use a stake to the heart. But there's a sword. It mentions a sword, a cursed sword that Sergei, his brother, brought. And I think we need to find something like that, if it still exists.
You also have you had the second reading from Madame Ava, which hinted at a powerful weapon that could be used against Strahd.
That's what Shadow was about to say.
Ah, sorry,
Maybe
I
this
robbed
was
you
the
of your moment.
sword referenced in the reading. A sword of
Yes.
sunlight.
The abjurer is what was drawn. A fallen house guarded by a great stone dragon. If the sword is there, we should go.
I think we should
What?
probably get out of this house. I think that we've stayed here for quite a while. I don't know how long that church service is going to last. Should we
True.
head back to the inn and then discuss this more?
What do we do about
What?
Zeros?
Maybe they'll be there. It's
Maybe.
entirely possible that he took her back to the inn just to have a quiet moment.
A corpse in an
Sure.
inn? I mean, nothing strange in these lands.
Either
But-
way, he's gonna do what he's gonna do. He's not gonna listen to us, so I think we should just go there and wait for them. They'll probably go there anyway.
All right, back to the town. You're right. This place is
What?
wrong.
What shall we tell this Victor?
Nothing. We don't need him.
Could be a
We can-
powerful ally.
He could.
We can think about it.
He could also say anything because he is trapped.
There were a couple of scrolls and his spellbook out on the desk. Nothing else. The spellbook is valuable.
He doesn't care about the possessions here. He's had looters here before. He says it'd be no harm us taking something if we are to fight Strahd himself.
I'd be interested in the spell book.
Then I'll turn the blind eye while you take it.
Can I, I guess go back into the room and pocket his spell book?
Yeah, you go in as soon as you start reaching out for the spellbook, and you can see there are two scrolls, clearly arcane scrolls, like spell scrolls, on the desk as well. You can see the arcane glyphs. They've not been bound, so they're kind of half open. You can see the beginnings of arcane language for the spells inscribed on them. As soon as you reach out for the spellbook, you hear that kind of echoing voice once again, kind of speaks out to you. I can't remember which setting of these I used.
Echo.
So, I only
Yeah,
have images. And I
echoey
can't
boy.
remember which one is the echo. I think it is. Was it this one? Was this the correct voice?
Yes.
Okay, then. So as soon as you reach out for the spell book, you hear a sort of, "What are you doing? What are you? Don't touch that! Don't touch! Leave it where it is! Leave it."
Didn't you want some help? Maybe the spell is in here.
The spell was taken by Bacta. The rest of the spell book. Leave it. Leave it. There is an enchantment on it. It will kill you if you take it.
Is there though?
Yes. It will burn the flesh off your little paws, cat.
Can I insight check that?
There's nobody here to
Yeah,
insight, really.
yeah,
Like, it's just an echoey voice from another realm. You can't see the person to, like, read their body language or...
I guess could I look at the spell book and like
Yeah, do that.
well, actually no, I'm out of spell slots. What do you want to do, Trot?
Literally, I was just gonna inspect it with Arcana, see if there's any magical presence.
Yeah, you can make a perception check for me. Arcana is more like knowledge of magic. You'd probably the detect magic spell would be that if you wanted to reveal if there was any sort of like actual spells cast on it.
I have that. I'll cast it.
Ooh.
Okay, so Jesper
First
comes in the
level.
room. You cast detect magic. Yeah, the two scrolls have auras on them, implying that they are magical spell scrolls that will contain a spell. And then the spell book itself, it has no enchantment on the cover or the pages or anything like that. It has some innate magic just because it is a spell book and it is engraved, it has spells kind of written in it, but it's not, there's no like glyphs or protections on it or anything like that.
He lies. There's nothing unless physical. There's nothing magical protecting.
Fool! If you take that book, I will never let you live it down. I will find a way out of here, and I will hunt you down and kill you. That is my life's work.
Well, your life is trapped in a different plane, my friend, and we need it to fight the unliving.
Damn you, Vestani! You're all thieves and looters. Of course I should have expected that one of you would take this. You and your little cat from another world.
I'm okay leaving a xenophobic where he is. Let's go.
Can I take the two spell scrollies?
Yes.
And can I just have a quick flick through the spell book, like, and just see?
Yes.
Oh, this is where it blows my face off.
No, you can turn the pages absolutely fine. Nothing happens to you. This was a very empty threat that anybody who touched it would have their hands blown off. The spellbook has several arcane spells written into it. It looks like it is the tool of a wizard or a wizard in training at least.
Sick.
There's if you were to quickly analyze the level of power held within, spells of the third tier or level, you might say, are recorded in it. You might recognize some. I think Shadow would recognize there is one enchantment to animate the dead. Sorry, my correction. Fourth tier of power there are included up to here. There is a spell called Blight written into the spellbook, which allows you to withdraw life force from living creatures. A glyph of warding to lay down a protective trap. The mending cantrip. There's a bunch of different spells in here, but with a quick flick through, that's what you see.
How does that work mechanically? Like, if I literally just to steal this dude's, can magic casters just use? How does that work?
No. So a spellbook is a tool used by a wizard to prepare their spells. So, like, as a cleric, you just pray and you gain the spells that you ask for. But a wizard has to learn them from the book and then prepare them. Now, somebody like a sorcerer or a warlock or something like that might be able to learn some of these spells from the book when they level up. You might be able to turn them into spell scrolls if you wanted to, inscribe the magic from the book into a scroll. You'd need to pay some gold and buy parchment and things like that for it. But you could translate them into a spell scroll and then somebody could cast them from the scroll. But the spellbook itself is also just valuable. There's quite powerful magic in here. if you found somebody who is a collector or another wizard, they would probably buy this off you for not, a decent sum, maybe something like 500 to, a bit more gold, 500 to like 700 gold or something like that.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think I might
and then
leave
the
it. I don't
two-
know. I feel bad. I feel really bad.
You can leave it then.
What-
But
what
you
would
wanted to take the
Jesper do?
scrolls, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm definitely taking the scrolls. I'm on those. Yoink.
Okay, let me just find out what.
Do I see the
What would Rose
hesitation in
do?
Shadow's eyes?
Yeah, yeah.
You
I'm
tell
guessing
me.
Rose is watching. What would you guys think?
Rose, you have spare space in your backpack?
I could make space. Why?
Do you mind taking that book?
Do we want an ally, or are we passing on that opportunity?
I don't want him as an ally, I know that much.
Fool! I know more magic than you will ever understand.
You want to work with that? Sure. Don't take his book. I'd rather take his book now.
I'll just go up and take the book, put it in my bag.
None of you can even comprehend the magic held within. You are fools, sick fools, just like the rest of this pathetic town. When I am free from this place, I will come and find you, and I will kill you and animate your bodies to serve me for the rest of time.
I look
Okay.
forward to it. I'll give you a Taroka reading.
I don't have much hope. I don't have much hope of you getting out of this situation with that attitude, though. So we'll probably never see you again.
There is just a long kind of wailing scream that echoes through the room as, you go up and just pluck the book, take it, put it in your bag. Shadow, the two scrolls that you picked up. So, Rose, you can add Victor Valakovich's spellbook. It's not you don't need to do it as a custom item because it's not prepared. And you get two scrolls, Shadow. One is for the spell Spider Climb, which is a 2nd level spell, and the 1st level spell Ray of Sickness are 2 scrolls.
Oh. Can I also sweep up the cat bones and just be like, I'll be making sure that these get their proper rights. Just like sweep them up as well.
Yeah, it's just like a couple of. It looks like there's several, like maybe 3 or 4 house cats were killed and then stripped, and then looks like that he was in the process of analyzing them and doing all sorts of weird stuff to them.
Poor cats. Poor kitty cats.
Pretty much.
Brilliant. Just one more
Okay.
thing on our way out. Can I take one of the
Yes.
creepy Irina dolls, with me?
Yeah, well, when you guys head back downstairs from the attic down into the Burgomaster's mansion, you begin making your way out. And you find Ismark is currently going through all the wardrobes and chests. He's actually pulling out traveling clothes, things like extra cloaks, gloves, winter gear, basically anything that could be useful on the journey. He's finding spare pairs of boots and things like that. Irina, however, you passed it. I think Jesper and Rose found it. But there's like a little room, like a beauty room attached to the bedroom. And inside was this gorgeous wedding dress on a mannequin. And you just see Irina is just looking at it quite fondly and like holding the fabric. And she's kind of, holding it up against herself and like looking in a broken mirror at it and things like that. And just kind of admiring it. When you sort of you catch her, she doesn't seem to notice you at first, but then turns around in a startle and she's like, "Oh, did you find what you were looking for, my friends? The
Can I
clue
just
that
do a-
Madame Ava left."
Can I do a quick intelligence check for Jesper? Because I know shit, but I want to know if Jesper would think to know it.
Well, what do you think Jesper would know? How about that?
I'm trying to
you just
pair
tell me.
The Tatiana dolls, Tatiana book, Tatiana Irina.
Well, the dolls are just Irina. You don't know that the dolls are anything related to Tatiana. They look like many Irina dolls. But
We have
Go
heard
on.
Strahd call her Tatiana. Or
Yeah.
say something
well, you
about
called
Tatiana.
you said something. Yeah, he called out. How dare you take Tatiana from me? Was something that he called out. And he does seem obsessed with Irina. I don't think you need to make an intelligence check, but yeah, I know what Chris knows, and Jesper doesn't know that, but you can definitely have your suspicions that there's something about this girl, and maybe she's Tatiana or something like that. You don't know how, but maybe. Yeah, I don't mind you guys having that assumption.
I'm gonna say, Tatiana.
She doesn't seem to. She kind of looks at you, just like that name. The devil called it out before. Did you find it was the clue you found related to her in some way?
Yes, it's we found this book. It is a first-hand case that he wrote himself of his
Devil
tragedy.
wrote it.
Yes, we found it in the attic, but we have useful information here of how we could stop Strahd. His weaknesses, a sun sword of some kind, the sun itself.
That is such good news.
Yes,
Jesper,
we have a lead.
That's great. Ismark will be delighted to hear, and I'm glad that no more tragedy happened while you were gone.
Indeed.
Yes, that's wonderful news. She looks back and she's like, "Oh, sorry," and then you see that she goes to put the dress back, but she kind of hesitates, like she holds it quite lovingly. It's such a shame to leave something like this in an old, broken house. I feel like it should at least go to someone who could use it. I'm surprised that nobody took it from here before. The rest of the place seems to have been abandoned. I suppose that perhaps Fiona has no use for it, but it seems such a shame.
We've seen the dolls, the wedding-themed dolls that look like...
Well, there was one that had a wedding theme, yeah. There was one that had a wedding dress on. The rest of them were all dressed in different outfits. Some of them looked like hunting clothes, some looked like courtly clothes. One was wearing armor. Like, the dolls had all different versions, it seemed, of this one person, the Irina.
Was there a wedding doll?
There was
wedding doll?
one wedding doll, yeah. Yep.
Can I take the bride doll?
You sneak past as they're having this conversation,
Yeah.
yeah, you can go in and find where Jesper hidden it in the trunk. Take the
You're
one.
right.
It's not too big, it's more like a sort of like, a couple, sort of like 6-7 inches tall, and it's not like like an articulated doll, like made of porcelain. It seems to have been carved out of wood, and then there's like felt for like some parts of like the hair and things like that. Like parts of it seem to have been made out of maybe fired clay. The clothes have been stitched from fabric. Yeah, a wedding dress.
I've still got detect magic, right? Technically, is there
You
anything
do,
coming
yeah.
off this
10
dress?
minutes. Off the dress, no. But there is a very faint, like the aura of something here was once enchanted. The fragments of the mirror, there's like a broken mirror, and some of those fragments appear to have held some sort of enchantment, but it has been broken.
Oh, damn. Isaac been spying. Isaac been a creepy boy.
Maybe.
It is a beautiful dress, and it looks like it would suit you very well.
I don't know about that, yes, but yes, I have no reason for such finery, but it does seem a shame.
Why not?
You don't think that I could
Treat yourself.
Could I?
Like you say,
Well,
it's in an old, decrepit
no,
house.
Maybe I'll find someone that can make use of it. Some young woman out there who this might actually make her smile for a bit in Barovia. And
That's
she
a
begins packing it
wonderful
away.
Idea.
She starts packing it away into a bag.
Sorry,
I
I've
don't
got
want
the...
to take the cursed wedding dress. No.
Well,
Yeah,
yes,
like
was
a
encouraged.
wedding dress from like a house where everyone's been murdered, and like there's creepy dolls, and there's a spooky in the attic, and like I'm just gonna take this
Yeah.
wedding dress, y'all. I'm sure whoever wears it is gonna have such a blessed new life.
Yes, was on like a adrenaline high from stealing stuff, so he's like, yes, take some more.
Just take it off.
All right. So is the plan to gather everyone up and then head back to the inn for those of you in the
Yes.
Burgomaster's mansion? All right, cool. Well, you guys, anything you want to take? There's no more threats. Like, if you want to kind of loot for anything of value, you could do so. Or you can just get the hell out of it. If Jesper wants to go on, like, literally going through the house, like, it will take you a bit of time. It'll take you, like, an hour. But you could go through the house and be like, oh, I'm going to check the drawers. I could check, like, the book, like, the study and see if there's anything of value. Not, like, ripping up floorboards, but just like checking to see if like, oh, is there any nice jewelry? Is there anything like, hung up on the walls that looks like it's worth anything?
I think I'd resist and think about the greater picture. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. What about Rose and Shadow? You just want to crack on?
I've got a creepy doll. I think I'm alright. I'm kind of thinking about, when we were outside getting hellhounded, and then we saw the hand out of the grave with a ring on it.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just go back and inspect that ring a little bit closer? Oh, don't
Okay,
do
so you
that.
go
I'm
outside
smiling.
back the way you came to the freshly sort of like recently buried dead, and you find this one hand with a kind of clawed fingers reaching out, and you see that there's this quite nice gold signet ring. You inspect it. Looks like it might be worth about 7,500 gold, maybe, just if you found someone to buy it. And it has an emblem of a mastiff, like a dog, like a large hunting dog.
The one that ate us. Cool.
Are you the gatekeeper? I am the keymaster.
Nice doggy.
Nice doggy. Yeah.
I don't know
seems
that
to
Shadow will
glint
take
in the
it,
moonlight.
no.
Okay.
I don't know, but it's
Pretty
glinting. It's glinting at me. It's glinting at me.
It's also
you know
dead
what?
man's possession. Are you a grave robber, Shadow?
No, I'm a grave cleric. Can I very nicely bury his hand? Just
Yeah, sure.
fix this poor effort here at being buried.
Interesting. Let me just make a note.
Oh no.
Okay.
Ooh.
Right. And with that, you guys begin making your way back to the inn, right?
Yes.
Well, with the extra bit of time looking at the dolls and talking to Irina, and the 2 hours you spent looking for the book, I think that Zeros and Ziki, their encounter was quite quick in a way. Will probably make it back to the inn before you guys. So Zeros and Ziki, you guys make your way, and you make your way up the quiet streets. The night is probably still going. You must be in the very early hours, sort of like 4 or 5 a.m. or something like that. There's no sign of any, sunrise just yet. Even here, it still seems like it's going to remain pretty dark for a while. But you may manage to make your way back. You don't see any people watching you from the windows in the streets or anything like that. You see the abandoned, boarded-up windows of the Blue Water Inn rising up ahead of you. What do you guys want to do?
I mean, we try and go in. Why not? What's Skelebro going to feel about this?
Yeah. So Ziki, I think, still has the key, so you can unlock the door and you begin stepping inside. On the main level of the inn, you don't see the immediate. You don't see Father Lucian or the Mr. Bones.
Mr. Bones, that's my name.
That name
Mr.
again
Bones?
is Mr.
St.
Bones.
Andrel.
St. Andrel, yes. I'm just thinking. Hang on. So yeah, the main entryway leads into the large open common room of the tavern. There are still tables and chairs stacked on top of them and that sort of thing. You can see that there is a staircase that leads up to the second floor, as well as a series of back rooms. But you don't see any immediate sign of the Bones of St. Andrel or Father Lucian when you enter.
Cool. I think I would just firstly just go and sit in the corner seat that I had when we were last here, and just kind of. So my sword, He Who Grins.
Yes, your new sword.
Yeah, I can read Infernal. I can understand Infernal now. And it also apparently has a delicate Infernal script on a razor thin. Oh no, sorry. On one half, there's delicate Infernal script. Does it say anything?
And then there's jagged Infernal script on the other half as well, on the other side. So it's 2 blades. Imagine 2 blades with a thin gap between them. One is made of jagged dark red metal with big teeth and sort of chunks. It looks vicious. and that has these jagged, heavy, infernal runes carved into it. The other side is much more elegant, thin, very razor-thin blade-edged black metal with delicate script. And yeah, on one side it says a smile for my friends, which is on the delicate side, and on the other side, a smile for my enemies.
Oh, damn.
Cool.
That's cool.
Nice.
Oh my god.
I like that.
And you know, holding the weapon, you know that this thing has a name. You can feel that it has been wielded by creatures, not people, but fiends. It has been wielded by people that have done terrible, terrible things. But it is powerful. It is very powerful. And you know it is called He Who Grins. He Who Grins.
I'm not going to do anything
cool.
awful with it. Well, I might. Who knows?
Zeke, we mentioned that your form was like a little bit different. You still looked a little bit withered and husked. Is there like any other sort of like physical changes for Zeke since returning?
I think her claws would be a little sharper, perhaps. Her fangs would be a little longer. She looks kind of haggard a little bit.
Yeah.
A little
Like
thin.
bags under the eyes and stuff. And,
Bags under the eyes, yeah. A little thin, a little worn. Yeah.
And I'm assuming that on the walk back, have you guys spoken to each other yet? Or have you just been walking in silence back to this inn?
I mean, I would be. I do have something I want to say eventually, but I don't know if Zeke was talking. Well, if Zeke's saying anything, I guess I'm responding with grunts and fuck and stuff like that.
Nice, okay. Yeah.
I think Zeke would probably ask Zeros where everybody else is and like how long it's been, where like what's going on, like what's been happening.
What's been happening? What's been going down?
Short answers, really. Mansion. Like an hour. It's been like a super short time. Like I guess for you feel like you've been out for, who knows how long.
Yeah, like days, like weeks, yeah.
But no, it's been like at most 2 hours, at most. So, yeah. I guess after I... Oh, you go.
No, that's all right, you go.
Okay. Well, I was going to say, once we're back at the tavern, after like reading the sword, I'll kind of like put that on the ground in front of me. I'll put it on my back. I don't know. Can I put it on my back if I'm sitting down? It's a great sword. I don't think so.
Well, you carried your other swords on your back, so yeah, why not?
Is this bigger though, or like weightier?
It's not
than just a
necessarily
basic
bigger.
greatsword?
It's wider. It's wider because it's basically two huge blades on one guard. So it's wider, but it's not necessarily taller or anything like that. But it covers like almost your whole back when you have it sheathed back there. It's as broad as your own shoulders because it's effectively like two enormous blades in one.
It's two great swords in one. That's perfect because I already had two.
Yeah,
Tasty.
I know.
Yum.
Okay, then I'll look to Zeke and say, "This is going to be a problem."
What is?
When they
What's the
return.
problem, Zeros?
When they return, they know I would make a deal.
What did you do? What deal did you make, Zeros? What happened?
A deal to bring you back to me.
So did I.
Fuck.
What's yours, Zeros? Tell me what is yours?
I have 1 month to mark someone called Tatiana
Okay.
to retrieve the embers of Strahd's soul and to return it to him.
Right. And what happens if you fail? What's the cost? Zeros, what's the cost?
The cost was both of us, wasn't it?
You know. You don't need me
Then
to confirm it.
Then I won't really respond to that question.
Zeros, you can't hide things from me now. Please.
I did what I had to, Ziki. If Strahd himself would bring you back, I would have aligned with him.
Well, okay. Oh no.
You hear, as you guys have been speaking, you see the back door behind the bar opens, and Father Lucian kind of steps out, kind of rubbing his eyes. I see that some of you have returned. Forgive me, your voices. I must have dozed off back in the kitchens. He looks around. Just the two of you? Where are the others?
Oh, they're at the mansion. I think.
They, as you answer, the bones of St. Andrew come walking from behind Father Lucian. The kind of inscription, the celestial language inscribed into the bones, radiating with light. Its empty sockets still softly glowing with blue light. And as it kind of steps in, it just seems to be following Lucian. Stands there for a moment, and then its eyes snap up towards Ziki. It grabs the sword from its back and pulls it free and begins moving forward. Roll initiative, both of you.
Uh-oh.
What?
Oh.
Roll initiative?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Well, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Smell wrong.
That's a
It
shame,
smells
isn't it?
wrong.
Andrew. He's my bro.
Well, maybe.
We finally get to dance.
You finally do, I think. So, what are we looking at initiative-wise?
15
I'm
total.
14.
I'll put everybody else at 1 for now, because you guys might arrive as things are happening. So, was that, sorry, Ziki?
14.
14 total, and then Zeros?
15.
Well,
bad for a minus
Zeros, you immediately, your battle senses, your kind of sense of preservation kick in. The skeleton is moving towards Ziki. The blade is drawn. Father Lucian is like, Santandra, what are you doing? And it's like reaching for it as it's just like to bring the sword up, and you just hear a low, whispering voice. Tainted.
Shit. And I guess none of the walk that we did is long rest worthy or short rest worthy even.
Oh, sure, I'd let you have a short rest. Sure.
Oh, good. Because I am not feeling good after that fight. Let me do a couple of dice rolls for healing real quick.
Sure. Why not?
5 or 9.
I want you to be in top condition.
Oh
9,
no.
12, 22. Is that enough? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's pretty much enough. Cool. I'm at 42 out of 49. Perfect. Okay, so if he's heading towards Ziki, I still don't really want to hit him. Like, he promised he would fight for me at some point, so I'm just going to go in front of Ziki, and if he comes close, there's no disarm action or anything, is there? No.
So, a Battlemaster fighter can learn it as a maneuver. If you want to try and knock him to the ground or try and grab his weapon, I'd make it a grapple check. But it's not like a cool movie disarm. Like, you'd have to physically grab him and try and yank the sword free from its bony hand.
The sword goes in between my two swords, and I spin it.
Sure, you can try.
No, I'll do a. If he tries to attack, I'll return with a goading attack. Like, if he goes to attack, I'll goading attack, so he can't. Yeah.
You have to do the goading attack first, because otherwise it doesn't trigger the disadvantage thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If he tries to attack, then I'll goading attack.
Okay, alright, okay. Alright, sure. So you ready in action. Ziki, you can see that St. Andrew is coming towards you with a weapon drawn. You hear its hoarse voice. Taint.
I think Zeke's probably going to be she's going to be feeling awful, so I think she's going to try and get up and try and scramble towards the door and
Okay.
try and leave.
Sure. So
I'm
that's
sorry,
fine. It's only about
I
10
didn't
feet.
mean to.
As you get to 10 feet, so you can get your hands on the door, and with trembling claws, you can start trying to pull it open. You can see it leads out into the inn before you. Yeah. Do you want to just carry on outside, or what do you want to do?
I think I should just try and carry on outside.
I do have it up on Roll20 as well as a map, if you're interested.
Okay.
Wonderful.
I think.
I can't see it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
Right.
yeah, you can. I don't know if you can see. Oh, Lucius, I'll need to. Not Lucius.
Who's
the other one?
Jester, I'll need-
Who is
Yeah,
that?
all right. Who is this strange man? Right, I'll just make you. You can be cameraman for now, Jesper. Yeah, so you rush out about 15 feet outside of the inn's main entrance, Ziki. Looking back, Xeros, you can see that she's moved, basically run away to the side of you and has moved off. You see the skeleton, is changing its direction and is going in the direction away from you.
Oh.
Stupid dynamic lighting. I hate it.
So he's just following Zeke, not me.
He is going for Ziki, 100%. Scroll all the way at the bottom, Trot, and then it should be there. There you go. Yeah,
Okay.
seems to be the case. Does not seem to be interested in you whatsoever. Father Lucian turns to the two of you. It's like, tainted. Oh, what is this? And then he casts a spell. He kind of holds up a holy symbol. You see his eyes kind of glow with a holy light, and he passes his eyes over both you and Zeke. You carry the tool of the devils, and she. What is this darkness bound to her? What is this? What have you done? What have you done? And he calls out as he sees you making your way. The bones of St. Andrel just storm past. The bones just smash through a table and chairs, sending them flying 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. As he just begins making his way towards Zeke. He will dash to get to Zeke. As he leaves, he's just like, "No! The Hallow! You cannot leave the inn! St. Andrel, please!" Calls out. "You have betrayed us! You have betrayed us all!" He looks at you when he says that, Xeros.
Hey, we might have really fucked up this time.
Okay, I think it's really messed shit up.
Xeros.
I think we're getting kicked out the high roll with Rhiannon. I think we've done it this time.
Chaos.
I mean, okay, hearing him saying about the hallowed ground and like that he can't leave, I'll go 5, 10, 15, 20. I'll do 30 feet to get behind St. Andrel, and I will try that grapple. I kind of want to pull him back into, not back into the tavern, but back into turn him around.
Well, once you have him grappled, you can move at half speed with him grappled. So you can drag him back or drag the skeleton.
Okay, well, I've done my full movement, so I will do the action grapple, and then next turn I can start dragging him back.
Sure. So that is you make an athletics check, and I will oppose it with a dexterity check.
Athletics, natural 20.
Oh.
Yeah,
Nice.
You
Nice.
grab the bones, like one giant claw around a rib cage, the other on a shoulder, and you just hold this thing back. And you can see it pulling, desperately trying to bring its arms to bear against Zeke. So it's grappled. It has disadvantage on any attack rolls it makes while it is grappled.
Wonderful.
But that does not stop it from attacking. That's the point.
Oh, okay.
It just means basically his speed becomes 0. So when you grapple a creature, I just want to find the grapple creature. Okay. So grapple
becomes
creature, its
restrained,
speed
right?
becomes 0. Well, its speed becomes 0. It's not necessarily restrained. Speed becomes 0. Oh, and that's it. It doesn't actually. Can't benefit from any bonus to speed. Condition also ends. Yeah, so I think certain monsters also inflict the restrained condition, but grappling doesn't inherently cause that because you're just holding on to him. He still can use his arms and legs and things like that. He just can't move right now. If you incapacitate him, then you can obviously do that. But yeah, you move up, grapple him. That's your action. I'm assuming is to grab him. Technically, you can use your second attack now to attack him if you'd like.
Could I don't want to attack him as such. I almost just want to, without harming him, kind of throw him behind me. I guess it's a weird kind of shove action, but if I'm shoving while grappling, I just sort of turn around and throw him back into the tavern. Like a bowling
Well, you
pins.
wouldn't be able to throw him because then you'd be letting go of the grapple, but you could definitely yank him back 5 feet if you want.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I just want to, at least for a bit, just pull him back. I kind of don't want him to leave this ground. I don't want someone else to die from this deal. I don't want anyone to die from this deal. It's going to happen anyway eventually, but I don't want to be my bro. He's my bro.
The target must not be many more sides more than you. Make a strength athletics check, opposed by athletics or acrobatics check. If you succeed, you can either knock the target prone or push it 5 feet from you. So there you go. You can do that, and I'll take disadvantage on the dex roll.
23.
23. That's they're gonna beat my 14. So what do you want to do? Like drag him 5 feet backwards from his current position?
Yeah, there's nothing I can really do to get him away from Zeke, is there?
No, not really. He's still within range with the sword that you gave him. He can still bring that to bear. But you pull him back like 5 feet. You like shove him back 5 feet, basically.
Yeah, or pull him. Yeah.
So
he's still grappled.
Yeah. He's still grappled, but he still can make his attacks. The Father Lucian steps within range. He's just like, what are you doing? Get your hands off of him. You must not harm St. Andrew. And he will attempt to... What will he attempt to do? He will cast Sanctuary on the bones of St. Andrew. Yeah, so you watch as this kind of shimmering field of energy protects him. Do not harm him! You fiend! You traitor! What have you done? What dark pact have you made? Are you working with Voctor? Have you betrayed us? The bones of St. Andrel will attempt to attack Zeke with Xeros's greatsword. He will make 2 attacks. I should really split this so I can look at both windows at the same time. Yeah, that you gave him, yeah.
Yeah, you gave him
Oh,
one.
okay.
Bro.
I thought you meant you
Oh no!
No, you gave him a greatsword, remember? You had 3 and you gave him one because he was your bro.
No!
Yeah, I love that guy.
I don't know what that was wrong with me. I shouldn't have rolled with disadvantage. So the first one is a 14 to hit, Zeke.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah, that hits.
Man, this deal's
That is
kaput
going to
already.
be that's going to be 10 points of damage as the greatsword like cleaves into the side of you.
I
Must
just
perish.
got it. No!
The dark powers cannot rise.
Oh man.
And that's all he does. The rest of you are on your way back, but we'll have you arrive, let's say, in the next round. You will arrive on the outskirts of the inn. Xeros, what would you like to do?
So while I'm grappling with him, I suppose I could like rotate around him to the opposite side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if I've got multi-attack, I mean, he just hit Zeke.
He did. He really did.
So I'll... Yeah, I guess I can ungrapple him and then bam with one of my swords and then kick him away on the second one.
Which sword do you want to use? Just a normal great sword?
I mean, depends. How angry is he that he just hurt? How upset does Zeke look?
10 hit points
He's
off
not
of
in a
what
good
hit
way.
points you have?
I'm
Bleeding.
14,
It's a
so
big,
I'm
heavy,
4.
bloody cut.
So... I'm not good, man.
All right. I'll smile for my friends on that side.
Okay. Yep. So the black,
I'll use that side.
delicate razor sharp black edge. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, actually. So I've got multi-attack. That's an action that's 2 attacks, right? I've got a bonus action
Yeah,
too.
it
I'm
is.
not that
You
angry.
do.
I'm not that angry.
You don't know? You don't want to speak the command word? Are you sure?
Not
Okay.
that angry yet. So yeah, I will just hit him once and kick him, push him back. So let's see. How do I attack again in this game? Oh, there you go. 14 to hit,
Oh yeah, that hits the decrepit skeleton easily.
and then 14 damage. Cool.
Cool.
How far would I launch him if I just really try and?
Well, you don't need to worry
This
about that
part.
because as you bring the fiendish greatsword down, it connects and you see a flash of light as the infernal runes on the sword flare in a dark red glow. The bones of St. Andrew, the celestial language inscribed into the bones, flares white, and the bones of St. Andrew explode into a scattering of bone shards. Can you and Zeke both make dexterity saving throws for me, please?
Oh, spaghetti! Oh.
I rolled a 0, Mark.
You did roll a 0. You did. Oh, Zeke, you got some bad news. That's 5 piercing damage as these bone fragments just erupt everywhere.
This is
You hear-
absurd. This
You
is
hear
so
Father
absurd.
Lucian. No! What have you done? Traitor! Devil worshipper! The Morning Lord shall see you suffer!
Oh no, it's too late.
You have an extra attack, Zeros. And some movement. What, Zeke, go? Do you have something? Do you have a reaction?
I have my favored by the gods ability.
You
Which adds to the
you
force
do.
of
You
hell
need to make
saving
sure that
throw.
I have to make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to make that when he attacks
It's
you.
too
Yeah,
late.
it's a bit too late for that.
It's cool.
Remember it though. That's very important
I
in
will.
Strahd. Yeah, cool.
I have 2d4. Knocking around.
Man.
What, man? What, man?
I'm gonna walk.
How's it
I'm gonna walk
going,
up
man?
and just close this. I'm gonna close this door and like hold it shut.
Okay.
You guys both did make deals, and yeah,
Y'all evil now.
y'all
So you
evil.
walk up and close the door. As Zeke, I believe you have to make a death saving throw, as you are currently
Yeah,
unconscious.
oh wait,
I
you went
believe.
down? Oh,
I did, yeah.
Down.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's just walking away. I'm walking away. Yay, yay.
oh no, shit. Sorry, when you said I just got back, I thought.
Oh,
I
that's a
didn't realise-
failure.
Where'd he go?
Oh, okay. Can I go back and change?
If she dies again,
No.
oh my
Okay.
god.
Jesus Christ. What's even happening?
I love it.
Oh, damn it. Oh man.
So,
Can we just turn up and no power of it?
so you guys are going to turn up, but it's going to be at the end of your turn that you rock up, basically. Which
It's
makes
gonna be a mess
it
when
even
you
better. Yeah, because
Okay,
what you
as far as
guys
you're aware,
see,
no deal
I
has
think
been
that
made.
you guys, in the distance, as you are making your way up the road, you see the glowing bones of St. Andrew move up. You kind of see something happening, and then you just see Zeros push him back and then bring the sword down as he explodes into shards of bone. Zeke stumbles to the ground. Zeros then moves up and slams against the door. And that's what you
So-
guys see.
So do we see? Because this is what I was thinking. Do we see Zeke alive?
At any point.
Or
Yes, yeah, you see
Yeah.
Zeke. Yeah, you see Zeke stood there. Zeros hits the skeleton. It glows and you see him holding a weird sword with glowing runes. It hits the skeleton. It flares. There's a bright flash, which is seen from all the windows. The whole street is lit up by this kind of explosion of light as the skeleton then explodes into bone fragments. Zeke falls to the ground like blood just pouring down her tunic. Yep.
did we get a short rest or anything? Or are we?
Uh,
Guess not.
You guys, not really, because you guys were exploring the
Yeah.
thing. I would say.
Okay. Oh,
Trying to find.
one more
properly
question
assign.
from me, mechanically.
Sure.
Because obviously
Yeah.
we leveled up at the end of last episode. So I was out of
Yes.
spell slots, but obviously because we've leveled up, I've unlocked 3rd level spells, of which I have 2 spell slots. How
Then
does
you
that
have
work
those spell slots.
mechanically?
No, you have those spell
Yeah.
slots. Yeah, you have those 2 spell slots.
Okay.
But you don't have any of the
Even
other
though I've
ones you
got-
expended.
Anyone? Okay.
Yeah, so you've got your 2 new
Okay,
ones, but you
thanks.
don't have the others. So Ziki starts bleeding out. That happens.
Fuck a duck.
Oh, I should have. I
Ow.
forgot the sanctuary. Do you know what, Ziki? It makes out because you forgot your undead thing, and I forgot sanctuary on the St. Andrew's bones. Tom should have had to have made a wisdom save to attack it.
Ah,
But
that's all good.
Tip for
Tom's
tat.
even madder
sanctuary-
now.
Just...
What?
Never mind.
I would have
Does
passed.
No, go on.
sanctuary hold if the creature attacks?
He cast it. Oh, did he cast it after? Yeah, it basically it goes if he attacked. So yeah, so it would have gone anyway.
Yeah.
He boomed.
I think you basically make a strength test for me, Xeros. As the priest tries to batter the door down, he like shoulder barges it for a 9.
Strength save or just check?
Just strength check. So athletics.
Oh my god, I almost
Yeah,
failed
strength.
that. +5. 11.
Yeah. You feel like something slam against the door, and it almost kind of sends you flying. And she's like, "How dare you! I must avenge St. Andrew! The Morning Lord shall not let you live!"
Oh no.
And then it would be Xeros again, and then you guys are free to act at the end of after everybody else has
Quick
acted,
load,
so-
anyone? Quick load?
Yeah,
Quick,
Xeros?
about the save.
Xeros, you see Ziki dying on the ground if you look back, and you can see what appears to be 5 technically, because Irina and Ismark would be there. Figures approaching.
I don't recognize him, right?
No, you recognize them. It's
Not
your good
anymore.
friends. Not
We're
anymore.
a
I
bit
don't
judgy.
recognize.
How far away are they?
They're where they are on the map. So from you, they're 5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
Oh, about-
25, like 30, 40 feet.
Yeah,
Wait,
I'll
hide
keep
this
I'll
one.
keep the door shut and yell to them to heal Ziki.
Anything else you want to do? You just want to try and like keep pressing against this door?
I'll keep on holding the door because this guy, he's probably going to burst out of a window or something. But
Maybe.
I don't know. Yeah, I'll
Ziki,
just yell to heal Ziki.
Hello.
I've got some bad news, Ziki. It's time for another
Go on.
death saving throw.
Woo, boy.
No, nat one. Not on that one.
Oh, don't, because it will be now.
Oh, it's not showing up.
It
It's not
will.
showing up. Oh, you've not rolled it yet. You've not. Oh, okay. I
I've
thought
not
you'd
rolled
rolled
it yet.
it. but-
Oh.
19. That's success. Success.
19.
Nearly, and that's right.
Roll.
Oh my god.
Don't worry,
How?
do next one.
I can't.
Well, imagine if I brought you
Guys.
back, blew up Andrel, and then just you died again.
That
Oh
was
my
Essence
God.
Zeros.
I feel like even Asmodeus would be like, "Oh, for fuck! Like, what did you?"
Asmodeus has promised he would protect Ziki, so if she does die again, Asmodeus is watching out for her.
Oh, sweet.
So, Xeros, you hear chanting, you hear this deep prayer. Oh, great morning, Lord, please lend me aid to seek vengeance. Well, you kind of hear this like spinning thing, and then you begin to see little flittering angelic beings kind of circling around the door. I am going to need you to make... well, this is at the start of your turn, actually. So, but yeah, you see this flittering storm of angelic beings washing around you as they do so. Instead, Irina just looks in a panic. What is happening? Ziki was walking, and then she rushes over to Ziki and will try to stabilize. Stabilizes. She begins like bandaging the wound. I don't understand, Xeros. What is happening? How is she walking? As she calls out, Rose, you are next.
I have no idea what to do.
You don't. Then you can
She
just
wouldn't-
stand there and just be like, "What the fuck?" You
She
can just
would-
be like,
she would-
"What the fuck?"
She would probably go over to Ziki as well, but she's not going to
Yeah.
be attacking any old man that was her friend before they left the building. So
You see, like
she's
this
just gonna
storm
be-
of angels around the door, just this spinning cyclone of angelic beings. Xeros is in the middle of it, holding the door shut.
Hold the door.
She's probably just gonna look at Xeros with a very serious look, and then she will cast Cure Wounds on Ziki to bring her back.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh man.
All right. Well, while you do that, Jasper, it's your go. So if you just roll it, Katie, and then let Rena.
Oh,
Jasper.
3.
Oh, sorry, Shadow.
You get
No, Shadow's
3
next.
hit
Shadow.
points.
Shadow, then Jasper.
It's better than nothing. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Game.
Shadow.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up next to Ziki.
Uh-huh.
5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, okay. I guess seeing that other people have, I was gonna do my full heal, but how injured is Xeros looking?
I don't know. How injured is Xeros?
All right.
Okay.
He's all right.
Alright, okay. I'll shoo everyone aside. I'll be like, "No, get away, get away." Can I also just look up and shout, "So you did the deal, did you?" And then I'm gonna heal. I'm gonna cure wounds on Ziki. So that is at level
Thank you.
3. So that's 3d8. Okay, hold on a minute. 1, 2, 3. Oh God, no, that's 4. No. Plus 3. That's
Ooh.
22 points of healing.
Thank you very
Shadow,
much.
as you reach out and you feel the,
Oh, no.
the healing energy flow from your patron goddess, you can sense that within Ziki there is still this divine touch of joy and laughter. But now there is, it's like looking at a coin for the first time. You've seen the front side of it, but now you can catch glimpses of the back of this coin, where a darkness has taken place. The same power that you could sense within the mists of Barovia, within the land of Barovia, is now woven into Ziki's soul and heart and her eyes. You can see that her body is perhaps a little more withered and undead. Her claws are now jagged, her fangs sharper, her eyes dark as if she has not slept for months. And you know that something has changed. Jesper.
Just gonna look at, things going on. Gonna look at Shadow. I assume you cured wound from a distance. No, you must have gone up to her, right?
No, sorry, I didn't. I forgot to move my token. I was right next to her.
Yeah, I'll stumble up to Ziki. And I look up to Xeros. What have you done to St. Andrel? What is this,
Just
Xeros? What
bones.
have you done?
Broken bones everywhere. Right, so that's Jesper's turn.
Yeah. I forgo my
Yeah.
turn.
You're just like cradling like Ziki and just in horror.
I'm waiting for his
Ismark.
response.
Yeah, don't worry, Xeros. Ismark is still your bro because he doesn't understand because he's stupid.
Oh,
Is Mark the Lesser?
He is not the lesser. He just looks. He's just like, can't you see that something's attacking Xeros? And he runs up to help you hold the door back. Like, don't worry, my friend. And he like throws his shoulder up against it as well, thinking that like something is trying to come out at the inn at you. And you see that he's bombarded by all these little flittering creatures that try and grab him. He fails.
Uh-huh.
Takes about
Oh, that is
18
a lot
points
of
of
damage.
radiant damage. He's like, ah! It's just like,
Oh,
what?
God.
What creature is behind here? What about the evolution?
Fucking Ismark.
Ismark.
the beast!
Ismark, my
You're his
dude.
bro! You're his buddy! He's
If
struggling.
Ismark
He's like,
dies
"I'm gonna
because
help
of
him."
this, I swear to God.
Xeros, it's your turn. when you start your turn, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
He reminds
Does he
me of
remind you?
Skyrim NPC.
Yeah, he's like, I can carry your burdens, friend.
I am sworn to carry your burdens.
And 10 radiant damage,
gosh.
Zeros, as you
radiant
are
damage.
also bombarded by these flittering angelic beings.
Okay, how to quietly retire your D&D character.
No. Far more fun when you have to live with the consequences of your actions.
I don't want to live with any consequences, damn. I will yell out while still standing inside this barrage and still holding the door. A deal was made to bring back what was lost. Our goal is the same. That's 6 seconds.
Yeah, sure. Anything else? You don't want to do anything? You're just going to continue holding.
Can I, like, nudge Ismark? Like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm not leaving you to deal with this thing alone. Ziki, you are conscious. You see your friends. Oh, look, it's Shadow and Rose and Jesper and Irina. They're all here with you. Oh, it's lovely.
Is this heaven?
Yeah.
Don't look very happy though.
Shadow doesn't look happy.
Shadow is
We've got some
furious.
explaining to. But first we need to deal with this. I'm gonna give Zeros the key that I have and maybe try and get him to lock the door. Perhaps.
You like throw the key to him. He catches it. Yep.
Oh,
Sure.
It looks like an action movie where I catch the key.
Yeah, sure.
Catching the key
Can you-
always looks cool.
Can you roll for it?
Please, not dexterity.
Can we?
Sure, make a dexterity check.
Do the roll.
Yes.
I mean,
Sounds pretty fun.
How good is Zeki's
Dex
throw?
save. All right, yeah. So Ziki, make a ranged attack. So just a d20 plus your dex mod.
Attack.
Yeah, but you're throwing it. It's like a race. You're throwing it.
in my
Like,
hand.
Zeros.
Cool.
I love
My dex is +0. That's an 11.
oh, plus your proficiency, which is 3, so it's 14. That's
14.
enough. You can throw it in the big direction of Zeros. Now Zeros has to catch it. Make a dex saving throw. 3. You go to catch it. Yeah, you kind of like you go to hit it, but you knock it with your claw, and it goes flying. It kind of like goes off to the side. I'll put a little.
It hits Shadow and
I'll
kills
draw a little. No, it does not kill Shadow, but it does land sort of over here.
Gonna take more than that,
It
friend.
lands about 5 feet away. As you see the key lying in the grass. You're starting to hear, by the way, the rest of you, the whole group, the flash of light, sounds of battle. You can hear metal like marching, like.
Oh no!
Oh, well, okay.
Lucian's dead.
Okay. Oh no.
I refuse to die
from-
because of this.
We'll run away then. From behind the door, you hear, I will never forgive you, devils, devil worshippers, traitors. You have destroyed St. Andrel. You have destroyed Valaki. And a mace comes slamming into the door as he is now trying to bash the door down.
Yes, Lucian.
Smash! And he's going to use his divine eminence. He's going to use divine
priest been
eminence to
working
channel
there.
power. He's mad as hell. So that's 5 bludgeoning damage and then
Not gonna take
9
it
radiant
anymore.
damage. A huge burning hole kind of erupts through the door, and like The Shining, you can now see the half face of a crazed Father Lucian, his hair round of his eyes, as he stares at you with wild red eyes. I see you, traitor! I see the devil in your soul!
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Irina will help Ziki. She'll help you up, Ziki, from the ground, and she'll be like, Ziki, I don't know what's happened. I'm glad that you're alive, but we must run. Those clockwork soldiers are coming. We must flee now. And she's like waiting for you, but she's kind of holding you up. Like she's staying with you. She draws her weapon. And she's gonna basically stick by you until somebody you guys know what you're gonna do. Basically, Rose, what do you want to do?
Just sit on the ground and give up. No, Is there anywhere else that we know we could go to from being around town?
As the Burgomaster's mentioned, that's
Burgomaster's.
another place you've been. The place that you just came from. There's you kind of passed you did pass what appeared to be some sort of like lumber yard or worker's yard and an abandoned wagon, and like animal cages. You passed. That could be somewhere you could try and hide for a time.
Can I?
Nowhere else. You've not been anywhere else in the town yet. So
Yeah. Can I?
you could run
cast-
outside the town. You could try and head to the gates. Get out of Valaki.
At this point, it might be the
Maybe.
best option, but we don't have a wagon or anything. Can I cast Pass Without a Trace on everybody? Please?
Yeah. Can you affect everybody basically that you can see?
I think it's
yeah.
like.
I think it's
10.
everyone. Yeah, you're fine then. Sure. Yeah, you can cast Pass Without a Trace. Shadows gather and the night clings to your feet and your legs as you feel yourself become more attuned to the darkness, ready to hide if necessary. Shadow, then Jesper, then Ismark. Oh, anything else?
Can I
Sorry, Rose.
start? Can I start? Perhaps moving towards one of those places. Oh, I don't know where to go. Where do we go?
You can just start making your way into the town.
Yeah.
I'll say you don't have to decide right now, but you're not going to get anywhere safe until you know where you want to go. So you start making your way, like leading everyone back into the streets. Shadow.
Yep.
So, I've got no spell slots at second level. I've got one at third. But Calm
Mhm.
Emotions is a second level spell. Can I
You can
cast
cast it
that
as a
at
third level spell.
third?
Yeah, you can,
Okay.
but only certain spells have increased effects. So you can still cast
Yeah,
it, but it just might not do anything extra. Yes, you can still use it.
Okay. Can I go
My
up
next
to
question
the
is, do you need to
door?
be able to see the target to cast Calm Emotions?
Concentration
right now-
up to a minute. Components, verbal and somatic, range 60 foot, 20 foot, charisma. It just says centered on a point. Each humanoid in a 20-foot radius
Perfect.
sphere centered on a point you choose within range.
Perfect. Yeah, you can do that.
So-
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I cast it where Father Lucian, Zeros, and
Mhm.
Dubro
Ismark.
are? So can you make a charisma saving throw, please?
That
Creatures
includes
can choose to fail
Zeros.
it as well.
Okay. Well, the
So-
priest will not choose to fail it. He is going to
Yeah.
resist. So DC
DC 14.
and Wisdom, yeah?
Charisma. Charisma 14.
Charisma. Oh, Charisma. Oh. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, Zeros fails. Ismark also fails. You watch as Zeros and Ismark suddenly just your bodies feel relaxed. You don't feel any kind of like pressure or anxiety or stress about the situation. You're not quite sure why you're standing in the middle of these glowing angels, but you are. And you hear the shouting behind the door just stop.
Yeah,
Anything
I think
else, Shadow?
would, I would just raise my paw and be like, "Stop this madness!" And then, yeah, I guess that would happen. And I don't think I can do anything else, really. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I'm
You're right,
assuming
that's
you're
all.
choosing to make the targets indifferent about creatures of your choice.
Yeah, I
that
just
is
want them to
hostile.
stop fighting. Like, just stop fighting.
Sure.
Like, everyone
Do you
stop
want them
fighting.
to stop fighting each other, or just prevent the priest from attacking Zeros? Because you can choose which way around. You can have it so that they don't target each other,
I want all
or
of
you
them
can
to
have it
stop
so
fighting
that
each other.
to stop. Okay.
I want because
Yeah. Well, Ismark isn't really
I've
fighting.
Just
He's
come
just
in,
holding the door.
Yeah, but I've just seen Zeros like kill the skeleton and is seemingly, doing something. So
Sure.
yeah, I want everyone to stop. Like,
Right.
just stop.
Perfect. So Zeros, you feel completely indifferent towards Father Lucian. You have no ill will
I'm
against
trying
him.
to imagine what a calm emotion Zeros is like. It's just like, oh,
Yeah.
hey,
Scared.
Shadow, hey.
Right. Well, Shadow, if you want to move, you can move.
Yeah.
Jesper, you'll go.
I'm just gonna take Shadow's lead and kind of back down a little bit, seeing that just a frenzy of craziness is going on, and look at where Rose is going. It's like, and tell everyone, we need to go. The town guard are coming. Regardless of what's happening here, it's about to get a lot worse. Let's go. And I'll start making my way downtown.
With Rose,
driving
basically.
fast.
Yeah, you kind of catch up with Rose, and the two of you are kind of leading the way. Okay. On Ismark's go, sadly, he is still in range of the spell, which is active until Father Lucian's go. He fails his saving throw. Takes another 15 points of damage. You can see him just like, and as the spell hits him, the indifference from his face seems to fade. And he kind of like blinks a few times, and he sees like people starting to move, and he's like, come, brother, let's get out of here. And he looks to Zeros, and he's going to start making his way out. He will actually move up next to Irina, and sort of grab his sister's hand, and then basically the two of them will start making their way as well, as he does so. Zeros, at the start of your turn, you must also make a save against the spell effect, I'm afraid. The wisdom saving throw, DC 13.
Wisdom, yeah. Failed, 10.
7 points of radiant damage.
Man, I'm
and the
lucky
calm
with
emotion
it.
spell ends on you.
Does it?
Cool.
Yes,
Ends
it's
when you
whenever
take
they're
damage.
harmed by a spell or attacked. Yeah, if they take damage, the indifference ends.
Okay.
I just checked it. I just
Okay.
read it.
Yeah, sorry.
It's
Yeah.
relevant because I knew that this AoE spell was ongoing, and he can't stop it until his turn. So
Well, I guess knowing that he's
Zeros.
calmed in the same sense that I just was, I'll kind of
Mhm.
say, and I'm sorry to him, and basically do what Ismark just did. Try and run off with Zeke.
cool. I'm gonna guess at this point, all of you are gonna start running because that's what you're gonna do. Looking
Yeah.
back, Zeke, is there anything you want to do apart from just run, or do you just want to like get moving, basically?
Yeah, I'll get moving. I'll just say yeah. Just say
There was a
sorry.
look there, Rhiannon. There was. Oh, you just kind
Yeah.
of like whisper like a sorry. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You do so. You see the aura of angels fades as you just see a very passive looking face kind of looking out, like the priest. The Father Lucian looks out like, where are you going? And he like looks like, where is St. Andrel is gone. And then you see him kind of like stagger back and like slump, and then he vanishes from view as he gets out of view of the little hole he made in the door. And you guys begin running. So my next question is, A, where are you running to? And are you trying to hide? Are you trying to move quietly? Like, are you taking alleyways to try and like lose pursuit? Are you gonna where are you gonna lay low?
Yeah, I
Well,
think
yeah.
lay low.
Wherever the direction
Where?
of the guards is coming from, we're going the opposite way.
Yeah.
Okay, so the guards are coming from the center of the town. So the two choices you have are, I've just got to bring up a map of Valaki so I know. So if you are currently at the inn, you can head north, which leads towards the large lake. Jesper, you would know it leads to Lake Zarovich. There's a couple of things on the way, but not too much. I'm just looking at, there is it does, that seems to be, in fact, actually no, that's, where would they be coming from? They'd be coming from Blinksies, which is to the south. So you've got a choice. You can either go west towards the Church of the Ruby Rod and the western gate out of Valaki, which you know Jesper leads towards Kresik and towards the Wizard of Wines. You know those places are in that vague direction. You can go north to Lake Zarovich, which is a large lake. There is a series of mountains there. Jesper, you've always heard strange stories that there is a mad wizard that lives in those mountains and attacks people that wander too close. Or you could head east, which leads you back towards the gate where you came in. That leads towards the town square. It leads towards the stockyard. And, well, you guys don't know, but it also leads to Blinksy. No, it doesn't lead to Blinksy. Blinksy closest to the south.
I think we were told where that was, weren't we?
Yes, yeah, Blinksy Toys you were, yeah. It's not too far from the inn. It's like tucked into an alleyway, not far from the old Burgomaster's house. But yeah, so where do you want to go?
I believe we need to lay low and escape the town at least until the heat is off us. And I don't know what's happening, but we could go to a lake nearby, Lake Zarovich. There's not too much
the other one
there.
Yes, but the other thing to point out is you know that there on the western side, past the church and out of the western gate, there is a Vistani camp that's set up as well, where some Dusk Elves also live. You're not sure if they are, what kind of Vistani they are.
Just triggering all my memories, Mark. Well, I know west there is a winery, and en route to it there, I'm not sure if it's the case now, but a Vistani camp. Maybe there's someone still there. They haven't disbanded already.
Vistani seems like a
What?
good option for us right now.
Good. I can't think of anything else.
Horses?
If we go in,
They
we
are
get
currently in the
taken by
stables at the
guard.
back of the inn.
We could get
Is it-
them. Wait, no, we can. We're gone the other way.
Might be a write-off. We might be able to get them. I can go invisible.
You could return later. Yeah. You can get somewhere and hide until the morning, or until the guards cool off.
If we lay low, there's no witness other than Lucian that it was us.
Yes, but now that the bones are not there, is that place protected? That's what was preventing Fiona from getting in there. I don't think it's safe for us in this town anymore. I think it's only a matter of
He is
time.
more-
If they go to the mansion, they'll know too that something has happened.
Well,
He
We
is
should
more
leave.
than likely to die tonight without his protector.
what is
Well, and
happening?
the calm emotions. It's just left him sat there.
Oh.
Well, the calm
Let's
emotions
go.
goes after a minute.
So it
Vistani
does. camp,
camp,
my
west.
question is, yeah, you're going to the Vistani camp. Okay, so what I'm going to
That's
need everyone
where
to do is, as you go on.
That was just my choice, not everyone's.
Oh, okay, all right.
I think we
If,
take your lead.
I don't think
Wait.
anybody else has a bad
Yeah,
has another idea.
I said
Okay.
that one as well.
Okay.
So what I'm going to need is, as you make your way through the alleyways, ducking behind buildings to avoid the guards, I need stealth checks. Well, let's make it a bit more interesting. So we'll do sort of like an impromptu kind of skill challenge kind of thing. You guys can tell me what skill you want to use to try and lose the guards. Like, you are currently... Imagine that there's a threat level in the town, and guards are looking for some sort of disturbance. How are you going to sneak out of the lackey? You can tell me what skills you want to use. I would say 2 players can't use the same skill directly after you. So you can't be like, well, Zeros is going to make a stealth check, Rose is going to make a stealth check, Jesper's going to make a stealth check. Like, you have to use different skills each round kind of thing. Go on, Jesper.
Level 3 invisibility is what Jesper's using.
Right, okay. How many creatures does that affect?
Just me.
Do you want to check
Any
that?
creature I touch.
At level 3, you don't get any extra targets.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't read that. 1 additional creature, 3rd level or higher.
Okay.
Yeah. For
Right,
each slot.
so for
above
that,
2, so
Okay,
Yeah.
so you get an extra person, basically. So
So
who are you
one
casting it
other
on?
person. I'm gonna cast it on. I'm not a big fan of Zeros right now. Ziki, because it's one of the
Okay.
big bulky.
The other
dragonborn.
the other deal maker. Sure. Right, okay.
We don't
know
that,
So
though.
let's have a think
We don't
here.
know that
Yeah,
yet.
I just think she's a victim
yeah,
of Zeros' deal.
Yeah. At least I'm honest.
Stupidity.
Right, let's set the alert level at this, and then we'll say...
She hasn't even told
this
Zeros
many-
yet, technically.
She sort of did, but not fully. All right. So I'm going to give you 2 automatic successes, because, yeah, you turn you and Ziki invisible, and with Rose's pass without a trace, you are extremely difficult to spot and find. And also, you and Ziki can now act as, like, scouts and guides. Like, you can move ahead come back and say, yeah, it's safe. Come on, let's move.
Go on.
So I'll give you 2 automatic successes. Easy. Easily done. But on the subsequent turns, you're going to need to think of other ways that you can help out whilst invisible. If you want to do anything extra. Like, those 2 things will only buy you a certain amount of security. Anybody else? Anybody else got anything?
I guess I don't know what
Spells or skills or
skill
RP
it
stuff
would
you want to come up with?
under, but like
Sure.
Rose has spent quite a bit of time in forests and hunting
Mhm.
or patrolling, so she might know a little bit about how to sort of keep quiet
Avoid and move.
avoid things.
That sounds to me like a survival check, and it's using that knowledge of like they might be tracking us by like this. We need to make sure we like don't like we need to mask our scent. We need to make sure that we're like moving when we're unexpected and stuff like that.
So 17 in total.
17. Rose guides the party, and you help them not just be quiet, but you're doing things like creating distractions or marking like certain areas like, okay, this street's too well lit, we should avoid this one. You're using your knowledge of how to hunt and track in reverse. You're kind of like, they'll probably come at us from this way, they'll probably try and move ahead of us, so we need to double back here. You're doing all these kind of things and leading the group in terms of strategy as you do so. Cool. All right, perfect. So we've had a survival check used. So Zeros, Ziki, and Shadow. I will not have Irina and Ismark make checks, so they can't make you worse, but they can't help you. So they're kind of just doing what they're told, because I don't want you to blow it because of an NPC roll.
Okay. Wait, so Zeki's doing something as well?
Ziki has a chance to do something. Yeah, imagine you've got like an action. Imagine you've all got one turn to come up with some sort of idea to help you escape this town.
Oh, I thought hers was an automatic success from.
Jesper's just. Yeah. I gave the 2 because there was 2 targets for invisibility. So
I've got high athletics, so could I potentially be sort of running ahead of the group to kind of look down roads before we jump out onto them and kind of keep a forward point, so if I see something down the road, then I can loop back, go in a different direction, or maybe stop people before we jump out, stuff like that.
I'd say that athletics wouldn't like. Athletics is more like. I guess it is running, but it's like climbing, swimming. You could do something like climb up onto a building and like get the lay of the land and be like, right, I'm going to climb up, get a high vantage point, and then you can come down and say, yeah, they're coming from 2 streets down this way and that way. We need to avoid them that. You could use athletics in that way. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'll climb up on some boxes, kick down a few tables, that sort of thing. No, not do that. I rolled
Kill some
21.
holy bones. Perfect. Yeah, so
one
Zeros,
time.
you clamber up. You climb up on like a small townhouse, and looking back, you can see that there are about 3, maybe 4 squadrons of these clockwork soldiers, each led by a humanoid-looking figure in dark robes and black metal armor. And they are moving very quickly. They're checking buildings, they're checking alleyways, and they're converging. And you climb back down, and you can give Rose like their rougher location. And with Rose's survival techniques, the 2 of you are plotting out like the best route to come based on where they're moving from, things like that. Perfect. All right, Shadow and Ziki, any ideas on how you can help?
I'm completely out of spell slots.
Well, it doesn't have to be a spell. You could use a skill. You could use like just to come up with a cool RP thing you're going to do. You don't have to be like, I would like to use this skill and do this thing.
I'm a black cat wearing black robes, and my name is Shadow.
Yep.
And
I mean, we haven't had
it cast on me.
We haven't made a stealth check yet. If you want to make a stealth check to like, just basically help keep the group quiet and, do things like that, yeah, you can do that.
I think I'll probably do that.
Sure.
As a point of what's the word, note keeping or whatever. Can I just say that as soon as we were out of range of Father Lucian, I end the spell Calm Emotions on him. Like as soon as we're kind of away.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
Casey, can you remind me what Plus Without a Trace does? Plus 10. Oh.
Plus 10 to stealth.
Okay. So
yeah,
I'm
and
rolling
also
for stealth,
none of you are
and
leaving
that's it.
tracks, which makes it much harder for them to track you. So
That will be a 21.
yeah, easily done. So Shadow, not only are you moving quietly yourself, you're actually helping the rest. You're like showing Irina and Ismark like how to move. Like when you have a brief moment, you're like, right, don't put your full weight on, the back of your foot. Try and keep on your tiptoes. Move like this. Make yourself small. You're giving them tips and things like that, and the rest of the party as well. You maybe take like some like oil from or some dirt off the ground and anything which is bright and shiny, you're like darkening the color by raking soot and muck kind of over it to help them blend in with the shadows of the night itself as well. And yeah, you're managing to basically help you are very good. Ziki,
in the name.
What is Ziki doing to help out on the team?
Can Ziki sort of listen out for any sort of natural sounds, sort of like birds cawing or like wind rustling, that kind of thing, and try and time our movements to sound, so then that sort of blocks any or muffles our footsteps?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that'd be a perception check. So you're going to use your own natural perceptiveness of what's going on in the town. Maybe like you kind of realize like, oh, there might be a bell that's going to ring or something like that. So yeah, give me a perception check.
7 + 4, 11.
Oh, okay, 11. Not quite a success, but doesn't do any harm. So, not any like disastrous harm or anything like that. So yeah, you listen out, but being this deep in a city late at night, there's not really like any bird noises. The wind is dimmed because of the high walls around the town. There's not really a lot for you to use to help the party mask their own footsteps and things like that, unfortunately. And you begin to hear the sounds of the clockwork footsteps drawing closer and closer and closer. Okay. You guys need about 3 more successes. So who wants to do what? You will get a fresh new turn of actions. So who has a cool idea? You can't use the same skill you used on the previous turn. Somebody else, so like Rose could make a stealth check this turn because she used survival last turn. But you couldn't, for example, Zeros can make another athletics check because you've exhausted that resource. Go on.
So I have feline agility, but it says when you move on your turn in combat, would this be considered combat?
Well, what's the benefit of feline agility, and what are you using it to do?
I can double my speed until the end of my turn.
Okay, so how are you going to use that to gain you some sort of benefit to escaping? Like, as a group? It's not just about Shadow escaping, it's about how is Shadow helping everyone else.
I could use it to scout ahead and double back and just kind of report, oh, there's this up ahead, or maybe if we take this left fork, or things like that.
Okay, but you want to do this at speed. You're trying to do this as quickly as possible with the feline agility.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess
try
it essentially doubles
yeah.
my speed. Like it would be like
you're moving you're lightning fast.
Running back. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, make a acrobatics check for me just to see because you're moving at such rapid speed, to avoid crashing into like crates or barrels or a wagon that's been left outside.
17.
That's 17 total. Perfect. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, with a dash of sprint, you can hear the clockwork soldiers coming down the main street. You dash out to a side street, quickly check that it's clear, and then you rush back and lead everyone down into a safe path away from this new patrol that's heading in your direction as you do so. So yeah, that's another success. Anything from anyone else?
I could make a stealth check. I have disadvantage because I'm wearing scale mail, but
okay. Well,
I've got
do you want to do that, or is anybody else got
plus,
stuff?
Well, I've got
plus the 10,
plus 7, plus 10, so
pretty high.
That's not too bad. So I'll give that a go.
All right. So with disadvantage, but
so
plus 17.
21.
It's really plus 17.
Yeah,
but
but
it's plus 10 from part of that trace.
I've got proficiency in stealth. Like I've chosen that as a boosted. So
cool. So Rose, using the shadows that cling to you from the spell, and also your natural training in avoiding detection in woods. You're used to sneaking up on animals and worse things as well. Other creatures that might inhabit woods and dark places. You manage to lead the rest of the team into the final sprint, and you can see the gates ahead of you. the western gate that leads out of Vallaki, there is 2 complications. 1, the gate is closed. 2, there are 2 human guards up on the wall. You can see that there is a large, heavy turn wheel which lifts the portcullis of the gate. That is a final obstacle that you will need to solve, as well as you'll need one more successful check on something to get you out. Maybe you can combine the 2.
Is there a ladder or anything visible to getting?
Yeah,
up?
there's like a little there's like a little wooden staircase, like a kind of squat wooden staircase on this side of the gate that leads up to the 2 guards. And they don't seem to have noticed you. They're looking out of the town. They're looking at what's outside rather than what's inside. They've got like flaming torches set into the wall.
Well, friends, I'm here, by the way. I tap on someone's shoulder that's nearby. I can either sneak up and start opening the gate for you all, or I can cause some form of distraction for the guards, which gives us more time to open the gate or something.
Is there any other way that, like, around this gate, what's the wall situation like? How tall is everything to get past?
The walls are about 15 feet high. They are mostly wood, but with sections made of stone. Wooden palisade wall with like a stone struts and supports and things like that. There is a short walkway that goes around the whole of the town. This wall, by the way, encompasses the whole town of Vallaki. And the wooden walkway leads all the way around it. It's narrow. It's just wide enough for one person to patrol around on it if they needed to. There is a wooden staircase that leads up onto the gangway and the wall defenses, the perimeter, with parapets and things like that. And you can see the portcullis. It looks heavy. Maybe somebody like Xeros could lift it. Like, it's not, solid iron. It's mainly like reinforced wood. Is what it's mainly made out of. It's mainly to keep out things like wolves, it seems. And it's attached to a large spin wheel, which has the ropes and pulleys coiled around it to lift it up. But there's no other way out the town. You have to go through this gate. Or one of the other gates. So these are the only ways in and out of the town.
I can hinder their vision for a little bit.
I assume appealing to the guards would be a bad idea right now. We just want to leave.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like they are aware of any threat. I've not heard any horns or whistles being blown.
Let's try and get them to try and get them to open up.
We
so
could convince them the church granted our exit. And then I'll hold up my sword.
Yes, Zeros, you seem like you're good at convincing people. Do it. Make a deal with them.
Oh, spicy.
Oh, Jesper is sassy tonight. What a sassy boy.
I love that.
Motherfucker.
Sassing he's sassing Zero. He's just on
What's the plan? The clockwork, the march of the clockwork soldiers is drawing closer.
Okay, yeah, sure.
You've got, half a minute before they arrive. Before they're in view.
Half a minute? Is that long enough for them to even open the gate?
Before they're in view. Yeah. The gate wouldn't take long to raise. With the pulley wheels. I
want to glare at Jesper, use a bonus action to blaze my sword. And then
okay. So all right. Okay. Well, so the way that works, by the way, is Xeros draws through this sword. First time you guys have properly seen it up close. These 2 different blades made of different metal attached to the same guard. Huge, enormous, inscribed with. Does anyone speak Infernal? Because if you do, you can read it. And as he holds it up, Xeros, to ignite the weapon, you have to speak its name in Infernal. So it's kind of like Borak or something like that, you know, these Vasvorak. Yeah, sure. And as you say it, and you all hear this deep, you know, guttural, devilish language, and the whole thing erupts into flames. Dark red fire erupts along both blades. And Xeros, I assume you stride out to the guards.
Yeah. And I'm like yelling out to them. Well,
yeah, they turn very quickly. They turn very quickly as they're like, huh! And they see you like, what are you doing? Is that a flaming sword? They're kind of like, who are you?
Unless you want to disobey the church, you will let us out now.
Make an intimidate check, Xeros.
Intimidation is not as high as I'd hoped.
Does he get anything bonus from the...
He doesn't need it.
Oh, okay. Never
He
mind.
doesn't need it.
Gee.
Wenny, baby.
The female guard kind of slaps her male companion. She's just like, he's clearly working with the Wachter. There's only one way he would have gotten a weapon like that. We don't want to piss off the devils. Yes, all right. We'll open it. But you should be careful. It's not safe out there at night. And she begins pulling the wheel, and you hear that as the gate begins lifting. And as you begin making your way towards it, I'm assuming your companions follow. And that is...
I just realized I can't glare at Jesper. Damn it.
You can't. You glare in where you think Jesper is. As you all just reach the other side of the gates, you see the clockwork soldiers spilling out into the main street itself. And as you dash off, it doesn't take you far to move off the main beaten path and move south down towards a thick forest and numerous woodland trails. And that is where we will end today's session.
Oh, man, Rhiannon. We messed up bad, Rhiannon.
Amazing.
Well, one of us did. You know?
Yeah.
At least one of us did.
I guess it's all on me.
Children.
I messed up bad.
You know,
Amazing.
somebody made a deal with the Lord of all Devils. Somebody made a deal with the undead power of Barovia. St. Andrel wasn't exactly going to be an understanding skeleton, so...
I genuinely didn't think he was going to die that quickly. Like, after I
course you
hit him, I
didn't.
was like, whoa,
Yeah.
dude, it was punch. Like,
Yeah. He was
Yeah.
just a skeleton, dude. He was just a normal skeleton.
Yeah.
You thought he was a
Holy
cool
bro.
badass. He was just
Well,
a
You know
husky
what?
bro.
It was too easy for the resurrection. It happened within an episode. There
Yeah.
had to be something that came off the back of that. Look at his
Yeah.
face.
Oh,
You play
Katie,
with
bless
fire.
you. Bless you thinking that this is the end of it. Of course not. This is just the beginning.
Oh, I know it's not. I'm fully aware that it's not the end of it.
Shadow's
Oh,
wrath is
man.
coming. Shadow's going to be pissed.
You're going to get very
I-
tearing off, let me tell you.
I cannot wait to have the in-party talk of what the fuck did you do, both of you. Like, what the fuck has
Yeah.
happened?
I'm going to
Holy
make sure I
shit.
bring plenty of water for next episode. Because my throat's going to
So you
hate
can
that
crack-
one.
Yeah.
just distill it down into words. Deal. Asmodeus.
Ziggy.
Deal or no deal.
That's the thing. I do feel
Okay.
bad every now and then. I say something along the lines of, but that's because holy shit, it's a hard voice to do.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine, dude. That was a really fun one. I kind of enjoyed that
yeah.
one. There was
Yeah.
some cool setups, even just like at the beginning of like the Irina checking out the dress, and Jesper's like, something's going on here. Also, the like, should we take this guy's spell book? Fuck you! Don't take my spell book. We're gonna take your spell book. Just like,
Yeah.
Yeah, man, Jesper
That's
was
great.
not a happy boy today.
No.
it was
No.
great.
He was
He was
sassy.
well,
boy.
understandably. Well,
I
think
like
about it from
considering
Jesper's
the
point of view.
situation.
Madame Eva's dead. His horses,
Yeah.
he's now had to leave
Yeah.
his precious horses behind.
Yeah.
Um,
Nelly and
You know.
Furtado, no.
Nelly and
Cheeky
Furtado.
Well, to be
bless
fair,
I do get it. He was just very quick on the sassy
Oh, yeah.
replies, which were great.
Yeah.
It's great.
It wasn't like normal levels of pissed off. It was like, oh, here's the level of sass today.
Honey,
I am
you
so
want the
glad I
tea?
passed
I got
that
the
thing.
tea today. Yeah.
It is scalding.
Oh man.
Scalding hot tea.
Oh, so
Yeah.
good.
So glad
Good-
the intimidate
good
worked,
episode.
especially when you said it wouldn't. Yeah, you're so good at
Dude.
convincing people.
Man,
Oh.
yeah.
Ooh.
That's the thing is intimidation. It's not always about just being a scary person. You got to have the charisma to pull it off as well. Perfect.
Yeah, kind of
nice.
aggressive
Uh,
leadership as well.
Do we have
Oh,
any
man.
things to read, Tommy boy?
I will go through them right now.
That sounds-
Wow, thank you, Psylockian. Time for the spook. All hail Dark Overlord Ezeki. Dark Overlord Ezeki.
We're gonna get there.
Yeah.
Nightjar, Thomas, Ulysses Hazel. That's 10 minutes on the self-reflection timeout chair. Chat loves your poems, Mark. Yeah, sorry about that again.
Just not been a
Metamani,
good day for you overall. There, you're getting blamed for a lot of things there, Tom.
To be fair, it was
I know.
also partially Trot's fault for playing Rick Astley just as I
Yeah.
was trying to get ready.
That was it.
Like I was like,
That's
okay,
what
I'm
got
gonna
me.
do it. I did laugh, but I'm gonna get into it, and then fucking Rick Astley plays and got me as well. So it's not just Tom.
Yeah. Metamani, thank you for the donation with no message. Thank you very much. Serial Jester, Asmodeus did actually say that he himself was going to restore Zeke to life. Also, he didn't share information about Strahd. That's true. I was going to get some information about Strahd.
It's true. Maybe you still will. Maybe the DM forgot in the moment, but maybe you'll get some information later. I'm also pretty sure that Asmodeus didn't say that because I did have that in my notes that it was the wording was your sister will be returned to life was the wording I offered when I made the offer.
Yeah, and if that wasn't the wording, if it was something
It
along
is
the
now.
lines of I'm going to restore
is
her
now.
to life, then that's fact now.
Okay.
Hadouken with a quarter hundo. Mark, I love the Holy Bone story in episode 6. Oh, God. It reminded me of my wife's favorite character. She combined
Oh,
necromancy and druid to create animated skeletons with plants, holding them together, then used the awaken spell to make primitive constructs. She calls it biomancy. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Cool.
That
Really cool.
sounds freaking awesome.
It sounds awesome. No, I have the whole inspiration for that, and I've mentioned it before, was when I played in Trot's campaign. Barry Harry. That's what his character did. He played like this pacifist necromancer, and when there was a whole quest to retrieve the bones of St. Andrel, and we put them back, and we were like, everything's going to be fine now. And then he must have worked something out with Trot because the next thing we knew, his character turned up with a new friend in a big dark cloak that followed him around and didn't speak. And eventually we found out it was the bones of St. Andrel, and he'd animated them and carried them around.
Yeah. He stole them.
It was really cool.
Sorry.
You might want to tell Harry about this.
That Tom just was like,
Tragic end.
Nah, that's not. Chromium 246. Virtual school is out. Thought I would share the joy going into my senior year of high school next year. Yikes. Luckily, I'll have Curse of Strahd to brighten, or I guess darken, my days. Excited to catch up on Erois this summer. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much, Chromium, and best of luck in your
Thank
senior
you very much.
year.
Yeah. I know it can
Ashlow.
be tough, but enjoy it as best as you can because you might look back and be like, no, I should have made the most of it.
Yes,
when you get older.
absolutely. Ashlow, hello, my lovelies. Oh my God, Mark, this game, you are something to aspire to. High rollers, thank you for providing an escape from this crazy, crazy world, but also for actively trying to make it better. You are all much appreciated. Hope you are doing well, Ashlow. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Lovely, lovely message. Joe Waddy, 18. God damn it, Tom. You can't be trusted by yourself. Go sit in the naughty corner till you have learnt your lesson. I'm sorry. All jokes aside, loving the stream and finally started on the Lightfall campaign. So that's going to keep me busy for a while.
Oh,
I hope you
Lord.
enjoy it.
Ooh.
Good
Oh,
luck.
lordy. Psylockian again. You really spent the episode killing one of your few allies. Facepalm. This campaign is chaos. Love it. New Alex. Great stuff again. This campaign does constant threat really well. Also, saw on last week's VODs all the money you all helped raise. Nice! Another reason why I love the
Nice.
High Rollers community. Absolutely. High Rollers community is very, very, very generous.
Yeah, it's all down to you guys.
We got a lot of good peeps.
A lot of good people.
Yeah.
Ravager had to leave halfway through, but sure hope the Dragon Twins survived the fight with Bone Bro. We only just got Zeke back. Yes, we did. And let me just do a quick refresh. There's 2 more. Poor Skelly Bro. He was our only friend. Why, Tom? Why? Well, we've got Ismark now. Ismark's my new bro.
Ismark's your bro, dude. Ismark's like, Xeros
He's a
is
bro.
cool. I love this guy. He's a
Friendship
bro.
ended with Skelly Bro. Now Ismark is my best friend.
Yeah.
He'll be the next to go.
And it's because Ismark is too dumb to understand what's happened. He's just like, I don't understand.
Christopher Clive.
Where's our kiss, Ted? Where's my kiss?
Give me a glass of water. I'm thirsty.
Does this now mean that Zeke has bits of holy bones stuck in her? Oh. Maybe. Maybe.
Might have some fragments.
Why?
I guess. Maybe there's some android bones going around, yeah. We'll stop going down that thread. Thank you very much, everybody, for your donations. And thank you for joining Curse of Strahd. I'm doing the outro now, apparently.
Apparently
so. Mark,
yeah, I don't know why
you
you're
take
doing
over
that.
at any point. Do you want to take over?
Sure, I will. No, I'm. You were still talking. When did I have a chance to step in?
No, I think no.
Thank you. Thank you all so much for joining us for another episode of Curse of Strahd. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a really fun episode. Thank you for all the donations, all the subs, all of your support, basically. We know that the world is a tough place right now. The internet is a tough place in general. So thank you all so much for stopping by and just watching us play some fun D&D for a bit. We hope you stay safe. We hope you stay healthy. We give you all of our love and support, and please take care of yourselves. And we'll see you next time for more High Rollers. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye, everybody.